Yeah, all right, go ahead. Come on, I'll take it, yeah. You figure it's 4 o'clock, we got to bring the hype, let's do it. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm John Cable, I lead the Windows Commercial Product Planning team, but today I will be playing the hype man for some amazing talent here today, Nevine and Cassidy. And the one big thing that I want to lead with, I'm only up here for a couple minutes to kind of frame out this talk, is our vision, our strategy, and how that is all about cloud native. Now, a lot of people, you hear cloud native, and of course you think, well, that's Entra joined, and that's true. You think that that's using Intune, and that's true. But when we think about it from the update space, we also think about management, security, and resilience, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. My jam, I'm the update guy. It's like, who's got 2 thumbs and loves updates? This guy. That's Patch Tuesday, that's feature updates, that's any functionality that comes during the month. And of course, once you're in the update business, that also means the management of updates. So let's get right into that first pillar, management. For us, that's Autopatch. We know that you want management, you want updates to be easy, you want updates to be secure, and really we want updates to, as much as possible, be invisible. And that's why a product like Autopatch tries to be the easy button to give you some breathing room when you manage updates. We're knocking on 100 million machines on Autopatch, and one of the keys to that success has been listening to your feedback and implementing features like driver updates. And Cassidy is going to come and talk today about what's next in this space. Then we think about security, and this is where I get a little excited. I've been working on updates for the better part of a decade, and when I first started for update experience, it seemed clear to me what we needed to do was get rid of that reboot. And the lead developer kind of sat me down and said, son, it's never going to happen, type of thing. But we kept at it, you know, and starting with server, and now in client, we have Windows Autopatching. And so for me, I'm super excited about this because it means you don't have to trade productivity for security. Now, as humans, you all probably think, Hotpatching, well, that's great. That just means no reboots. It's a no interruption thing. But if you think about it, it's a security feature. You don't have to wait for the machine to reboot to have that security update applied. And so that's why we're seeing just tremendous update with Hotpatching. And then finally, events over the last couple years has taught us that resilience needs to be baked into our platform. And when we were here last year, we said, hey, we got quick machine recovery. If you want, and there's a machine stuck in boot, you can deploy a patch. Well, now that's available through Intune. And so remotely from Intune, you can deploy a fixed patch to a machine that won't boot, or even an image and rebuild a machine that won't boot. And so we're super excited about that. So I reflect on all of that value that we call cloud native. And I want to be clear that it's not the finish line for us. For us, this is the starting line. It's a foundation for what comes next, which is the ability to have AI services and agentic management to make it even easier and even more powerful. When your policies and updates all come from the cloud, you get to benefit from that full stack end-to-end. And so that's probably enough from me today. To get into the details, I'd like to welcome Nevine to come up to the stage. Come on, thanks everybody.
Yes. All right. Hey everyone, I'm Nevine. And today I'll be talking to you all about Autopatch and Hotpatch. So how do you keep your devices prepared to take advantage of those latest capabilities, stay protected, and remain in control? The answer is really simple. Use Autopatch and Hotpatch. So, you know, we talk to IT admins and security leaders all the time. A few themes consistently rise. It's, first of all, I want to keep my environment secure. I want to stay compliant. I want to be ahead of vulnerabilities and ensure software is always current. Second is deploying updates safely, controlling how and when updates roll out across the diverse group of devices that you have so that you minimize your risk and disruption. And finally, being ready to respond, tracking compliance, rolling back, pausing when things don't go well, and maintaining confidence in your patch process. So these are the challenges IT deal with every single day, and that is exactly how Windows Autopatch is built to address these problems. So with Autopatch, we take this comprehensive approach. We streamline operations so that we free your teams to focus on higher impact work. So over the next few slides, we will walk you through how Autopatch tackles each of these areas, starting with secure and compliant. So we talk about helping you stay secure, compliant, quickly, without adding complexity. What does that really look like in practice? And what does that really mean? With Autopatch, 95% of devices reach compliance by target compliance date. What does target compliance date mean? So for you all have your own configurations, right? You have your ring structures, you have your deferrals, and then when a fix is released or when a patch is released, for every device, a patch compliance date is calculated based on when it was released and your configurations. So you choose how fast you want to go. Autopatch gets it done for you. In fact, Forrester had a study that found that customers using Autopatch achieved a 13% higher monthly patch success rate compared to traditional tools. So that's the difference really between automation, faster protection, and less manual work. You know, I can talk about it all day long, but I think Rob from the Bank of Queensland did a great job summarizing how Autopatch has helped them drive their patch compliance. Overall, they were able to reduce their time to achieve compliance by 80%. And they've consistently patched with Autopatch since then. And of course, we cannot talk about security and compliance without talking about Hotpatch. So let me start first with a quick show of hands here, and I hope I can see everyone in the room with all the lights shining in my face. But who has heard of Hotpatch already? Not from John, from before. Okay, that's really good. How many of you have actually tried it, like actually hot patching? Nice, nice. I love seeing that. Thank you. All right, for those of you who are new to this, hot patching is installing a Windows security update without rebooting the device. And why is this important? It's important because it fundamentally changes the way we think of patching. You know, let's get real here. Cybersecurity attacks are growing in volume and sophistication. It is this risk window that is the most dangerous. When Microsoft releases a fix, not only that happens, but also attackers go and they start reverse engineering. And so it is that time between when the fix is released and when it installs on your machine that Hotpatch helps to dramatically reduce. We have seen with some of our biggest customers, they reach compliance twice as fast with Hotpatch versus standard machines. In the example on the slide here, we're showing 4 anonymous customers, that's real companies, that enabled Hotpatch, didn't change anything else, just enabled Hotpatch. Same month, same everything, and you can see how much faster they are reaching compliance. Hotpatching is about disruption, it's about taking away this reboot, but at its heart, it's a security story. And it's not just those 4 customers. There are millions of customers, millions of devices and thousands of customers hot patching every hot patch month. And I love hearing from our customers, and my most favorite quote is from Chris from SAP here, when he says, Hotpatch is really a no-brainer. I hear this so much from customers. People say, like, why wouldn't I? FCC said the transition was seamless. Suncorp really loves Hotpatch and Autopatch, reduces downtime and keeps systems running smoothly. And our very own Microsoft reported 90% of enrolled devices are patched within 5 days of Patch Tuesday with Hotpatch. And let me show you how easy it is to turn on Hotpatch. All right, this is a quick demo on the Intune portal. You just go to Devices, Windows Updates, Quality Updates, and you create a new Windows Quality Update policy. And that's it. That's all it takes to turn on Hotpatch. It's on by default. You add your device groups, whatever device groups that you have, next, you're done. No new hardware, no special infrastructure, nothing. That's how easy it is. Hot patching isn't just convenience, really. It's a new standard for enterprise security. All right, let me talk a little bit more about controlled rollouts. How does Autopatch help you with controlled rollouts? So Windows updates, right? Windows updates provides a massive catalog of updates. You don't need to pull them into a local storage and find which device, which update is applicable for which device. All of this is handled for you as part of the Windows Update service. However, all devices get the consumer experience by default, which, given the audience we have here, I assume isn't what you all want. Windows Autopatch is the only solution which actually controls the content that comes out of Windows Update. Once a device is enrolled, then no content is deployed until it's received an approval through the Autopatch deployment service. You can choose which types of updates make sense to approve automatically, like quality updates, monthly security updates, for example, and which ones to approve manually, like feature updates. But the combination of a comprehensive update catalog, along with the controls that you get to deploy, allows you to choose really the right set of content for your environment. Once content is approved, you can design your own rollout rings using Autopatch groups. We know that your business is different from anyone else's, so we support up to 15 rings that you can customize in whatever way that makes sense for your environment. You can, for example, set a small test group where you can just make sure that everything is going fine and halt and contain if things are not going well. Your second ring can include the IT team. The next ring can contain a department that uses a specific application or a certain set of devices. You always want to keep your VIB separate, and you may want to save legal for last. It's really up to you how you want to do it. And I want to show you here how to set up Autopatch groups. So to set up Autopatch groups, you get there by clicking on the tenant administration, Autopatch groups, and then click create. In this case, I'm going to set it up for all my devices. So when I go in and I select all company device group, after that, I'm going to go in and add 6 deployment rings. Apply default distribution, which means that this all company group is going to be scanned hourly so that they can be distributed to these groups. I want to make sure my executive devices get updated last, so I'm going to go and choose these and pin them directly to the last ring. From there, I choose which update types I want to use, which setting. Most of my devices are shared, so I'm going to use the preset values. And I'm going to see now, I'm going to use the preset values, and now I'm going to see that my updates will only go between 9 p.m. and after 9 p.m. and before 5 a.m. From there, I can look at actual release schedule for quality and driver updates, feature updates, and other update types. And I can configure the deferrals, deadlines, and grace periods directly for each ring, all in one place. And then I can see the end-to-end rollout schedule. When I do that, Autopatch group is creating all the Entra groups and policies in the background for you. And this isn't just theory. We're already seeing customers realize these benefits in the real world. Take Westpac, one of the largest banks in Australia and New Zealand. They manage a massive and diverse device fleet across different models and vendors. Since they adopted Autopatch, they have cut their operational overhead by 90%. All right. And today, I'd like to make a few announcements of what's coming new in Autopatch, starting with maintenance windows. So a lot of us have devices that are so critical for our environment. We don't want to touch these devices. They are pockets of mission-critical devices. You need to guarantee they will never get interrupted. These are the devices where, if they reboot at a time that is not very convenient, it's not just an executive having an embarrassing moment, ask me on stage now, but it's real financial implications for productivity. So with maintenance windows, it gives IT precise control over when updates can run. That includes OS updates, drivers, and firmware. This capability helps minimize disruption while delivering the agility and security of a cloud-based platform. Maintenance Windows is in limited public preview now and will be available on all Windows 11 devices in Q1 of 2026. You know, when we launched Hotpatch back in April, many customers told us, Hotpatch only saves one reboot, right? I have to reboot for so many other reasons because of like device updates and driver updates and all of that. And with maintenance windows, you can group all your reboots to a specific time, and in the meanwhile, get secure. You don't have to delay getting secure until that maintenance window time comes. All right, the other exciting one here we're announcing is quality update approval and scheduling in Autopatch. Now, remember the quality update policy page I showed earlier, how to enable Hotpatch? Well, this tab just got much richer. Not only can you turn on Hotpatch, you will now also be able to approve and schedule updates from there. This new feature will give you explicit control over when and how quality updates are deployed. So instead of relying on an automated policy, generic policy, you can now review specific Windows quality updates, approve them for specific device groups, and do targeted pause or prevent only the payloads you specify from going out. So it really gives you that nice granularity. This capability is available for B releases, for optional releases, and for OOBs, and we will be expanding to .NET updates soon. So it's a really great complement to Autopatch's automation. All right, next we will talk about monitor and recover. I will hand over to Cassidy, who will cover this area for you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Folks, give it up for Nevine. Awesome. Hi, everyone. For those that weren't here earlier or weren't listening, that's okay. I'm Cassidy Fein, and I'm very excited to be here to talk to you today about how Windows Autopatch empowers IT teams to not just deploy updates, but to monitor, recover, and proactively resolve issues so you can stay secure, compliant, and most ideally, hands-off. Most importantly, I also have a lot of fun new stuff that I get to talk to you about, so I'm very excited about that. So the last piece of the puzzle that we're going to cover today is about being proactive. So having that visibility, control, and confidence after deployment. With Autopatch, you get clear, actionable reporting that lets you monitor patch compliance across your entire device fleet in real time. You can quickly see which devices are up to date, which ones need attention, and how your rollout is tracking against your own targets. And if something unexpected happens, you're never stuck. You can pause, resume rollouts instantly, or roll back updates with confidence, all from the same centralized experience. Proactive recovery isn't just about fixing issues, it's about staying ahead of them through visibility, automation, and control. And I'll be walking through each of these new features that will help you monitor and recover your devices accordingly. Let's get into it. So with Autopatch, you're able to track patch compliance all in one place. We have 4 existing reports, one of which is new, which I'll be going through. Quality update status, quality updates trending, Hotpatch quality updates, and common vulnerabilities and exposures, or CVEs. Some key points for our reporting all up. First, we've worked really hard to reduce latency. We understand that time is literal money in understanding what is going on within your tenant, and so we've now been able to reduce that. Insights are now delivered in under 4 hours, down from 24 hours previously. Second, we're able to cover all of your devices, so tenant-wide accounting across all of your Intune enrolled devices. And third, we're available. There's no extra steps required. Everything just shows up as long as it is enrolled within Intune. Autopatch gives you that single pane of glass to help monitor patch compliance broadly. And you can quickly see which devices are up to date, which ones need attention, and how your rollout is tracking against those targets. I'm going to go into more deeply our Hotpatch quality updates, as well as our CVEs reports, which is new. So for Hotpatch reporting, you can see at a glance for Hotpatch quality updates, which devices have a Hotpatch quality update applied, and can even break it down further by Hotpatch devices against your broader device count, making sure that devices you expect to be Hotpatch have landed successfully. And with our new CVE reporting, 3 key points here. First is you can instantly identify devices that are missing an update. Second is those CVE entries link directly to those relevant knowledge base or KB articles. And third, you can search and filter by ID, severity, or release as needed. So this new reporting lets you group devices that are missing those critical updates and expedite that patching accordingly. So with the new CVE reporting, you get a comprehensive list of all Windows CVEs from the last 90 days. Oh, sorry, that video should be going. You can instantly identify which devices are missing critical updates and use the built-in search and filter to locate CVEs by ID, severity, or release. Each CVE entry links directly to its corresponding KB article, which makes remediation a lot more straightforward. And finally, this level of visibility helps you prioritize and accelerate patching accordingly, reducing your organization's exposure to any of those known vulnerabilities. Great. So in addition to those new reports, I am thrilled today to be able to introduce to you Autopatch Update Readiness. Autopatch Update Readiness is a new group of capabilities that helps you proactively detect and fix Windows Update issues across your device fleet. It provides up-to-date visibility, intelligent alerting, and automated remediations to reduce manual effort and ensure that every device in your fleet is ready for what's next. Ultimately, Autopatch Update Readiness is about shifting from reactive troubleshooting to proactive prevention. Now, we're always building for the future and for the frontier, and I'm thrilled to be able to announce today that one of our latest investments around updates, Autopatch Update Readiness, is really bringing us to that next step. This is created to target and resolve some of the most painful and most common IT issues we've heard from all of you across the field around updates failing. We know these issues are not novel, but they are highly disruptive. Unpatched devices become more susceptible to security threats. Update failures disrupt device functionality, which in turn reduces productivity. And ultimately, troubleshooting these issues can sometimes take days, weeks, even months. Autopatch Update Readiness addresses all of these issues by catching them before rollout, mapping device journeys to aid in that troubleshooting, and guides admins through targeted fixes to get all of your devices into a good state. So what is this going to solve? First, we know that teams can struggle to get a holistic view of their devices within their fleet, leading to uncertainty, wasted time, and slow decision-making. With a reliable source of truth, teams can spend less time in meetings and make faster, more confident decisions. Second, updates can fail in prod due to missing prerequisites, causing rework, user disruption, and delayed rollouts. Update Readiness helps you to run readiness checks up front to catch those hidden blockers and safeguards before you deploy. Rollouts are smoother and users stay more productive. Third, we know that vague states like in progress can sometimes make it hard to know where updates stall, which then slows down troubleshooting and leaves issues unresolved. Update Readiness maps every device's update journey with clear, actionable steps, statuses, and audit trails. IT can quickly spot where updates stall and triage issues in minutes, not days, ultimately fixing the system, not just the symptom. And finally, we know that teams can be overwhelmed by alerts and tickets with no clear way to prioritize or close the loop on that remediation. Update Readiness provides clear, actionable, prioritized alerts, targeted remediations, and transparent status tracking, allowing you to resolve those tickets faster, ideally keep your backlog clean, and measure compliance gains. So instead of firefighting after updates fail, you get proactive tools. You get readiness checkups, device journey timelines, and prioritized alerts. Ultimately, this means fewer tickets, faster fixes, and measurable compliance gains. So you can see here kind of all the broader 4 areas of what we're rolling out, but rather than just talk about it, let me show you. Let's get right into the demo. Oh, great, perfect. All right, so first, we now support what I've mentioned before, complete device accounting. This tenant-wide device report allows you to view all Intune rolled Windows devices, so you can finally have a single source of truth. This allows you to solve that classic, what we've heard from folks, of denominator problem, of how many devices do I really have in my fleet. It allows you to solve that once and for all. Across these columns, you'll see all the different statuses that were available, everything around quality updates, feature updates, whether it's included in driver and firmware policy, and even if it's Hotpatch enrolled. So once you get a clear understanding of your devices and fleet at large, the next question is, are my devices ready for the updates I want to apply? So let's go ahead and we're going to run a readiness checkup. Update readiness runs pre-deployment checks across your fleet. So things like connectivity, disk space, safeguard holds, appraiser markers, and telemetry. You can catch those issues before rollout and avoid any noisy failures. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and generate my readiness report. Once I do run it successfully, I can then see summary views, which shows broader device counts for devices that have passed those checkup requirements, failed those checkup requirements, and also separately passed checks for hot patching, as well as any that have failed for hot patching, since those prerequisites are a little bit different. When you scroll down, you can also see any more details on issues and affected devices, including recommended actions and a description of the issue and how many devices are actually impacted by each of those issues. Selecting the device count also shows a detailed list of devices affected by those specific issue, which can then be exported for troubleshooting. So, great. We've prevented a bunch of problems up front, but when you're in flight, you need to know exactly where those updates are stalling. So that's where the device update journey comes into play. Great. So device update journey allows me to view granular states in a time-stamped per device timeline. So you can spot patterns quickly and target fixes to the exact stage. So from here, I'm going to go under and click on my update journey. And from here, you can see a clear definition of the various states of all the devices within your fleet. So we can see everything from request received by service, device update in progress, update successful, no telemetry, update failed, or ultimately if the update was canceled. Meanwhile, the state point in time chart allows us to see the journey of all of those different devices over time and the breakdown of each of those statuses. If I need to, I can also filter on that update status and see a full list of each of those devices impacted or in that current status state. Finally, this is one of my favorite views. The update timeline also allows you to drill down at a glance per device and see a specific timeline. So it allows you to see a visual of when an event occurred, when it was ultimately resolved, and when the feature update was finally successfully completed. So these granular journey states and timelines reveal precisely where updates may stall, so fixes can take minutes, not days. Finally, when something does go wrong, you shouldn't have to hunt across your tools. So alerts and targeted remediations help bring everything into one place with clear next steps. So let's go and check those out. Alerts consolidate signals from device and service into a single prioritized list with plain English descriptions and guided remediation. So I can review a list of all alerts displayed on my tenant. And it looks like the first one is guiding me to try to repair devices. So if I go ahead and click on that, I can see more details and the suggested summary and what it's suggesting for me to do. I can also drill down if needed into the specific impacted device list as needed. So this view shows me the status for existing remediations, whether they're running in progress or whether they've completed. And this includes a OS reinstall that I've just kicked off. From there, I can click on the Details tab and see which devices are actively being repaired, which ones have failed, and which ones have succeeded with a started date and complete date as well. The Details tab shows all that further information on that remediation, how many devices are included, and then you can further filter on that view as needed or export that list as needed as well. When you can fix the issue, the alert will resolve automatically on that next check-in, which helps keep your dashboard clean as well, making sure there's only relevant information available to you. Great, that is update readiness. Let's head back over to the deck if possible. Beautiful. So all of this is available to you without having to change any of your workflows. With complete accounting, proactive readiness checks, a transparent journey, and actionable alerts, update readiness helps you prevent failures, resolve the rest fast, and prove progress without changing your existing Autopatch workflows. So the best part about all of this is the value is available in Autopatch without having to change a thing, since all these capabilities will be additive to Autopatch. So again, just to hit on our 4 kind of key added groups of features, we're now offering proactive issue prevention, full transparency of your devices, the device count, and the device status, those actionable alerts, as what I lovingly call in readable human English, and seamless integrations. So all your features, again, are additive to Autopatch with no changes needed to your existing workflows. Autopatch update readiness means faster, safer updates with less manual effort, so you can spend less time firefighting and more time delivering real value. Great. Not just that, I'm also very excited to introduce Quick Machine Recovery. QMR, or Quick Machine Recovery, is a response that allows us to enable the recovery of Windows devices when they encounter critical errors that can prevent them from booting. Admins can configure QMR policies using a QU policy as needed. So first, in the event of a disaster, Microsoft can publish recovery packages to then be deployed by Windows Update. Second, we can target the release to specific devices, allowing you to validate fixes before a broader rollout to your entire tenant. And third, you can track whether a QMR fix remediated the approved devices, and if not, understand the reasons why it failed to make sure that that rollout is successful across your entire fleet. Again, that control is there if you want to manage the deployment across your different rings. Great. So let's bring it all together. If there's one thing I want you to take away, it's that the future of update management is here. First, Autopatch is how you get out of the weeds. It brings together security, control, and visibility, so you can patch faster, reduce risk, and let your IT teams focus on what actually matters to your business. Second, Hotpatch is the new standard for staying secure and resilient. It keeps your organization protected by delivering security updates instantly with minimal disruption, so you're always a step ahead of threats, not scrambling to catch up. And finally, everything you've seen today, update readiness, quick machine recovery, and more, is only possible when you use Autopatch and Hotpatch. This is how you modernize update management and stay ready for what's next. So now is the time to move to Autopatch and turn on Hotpatch if you haven't already. I'm going to stay on this slide for a long time so that everyone can get all the different QR codes and make sure that you're getting all the goodness. First, make sure you're simplifying your update management and unlock the latest capabilities by adopting Windows Autopatch for your organization. If you've already done that, making sure that you're taking control of hot patching and maintenance windows is the best next step. Reduce that downtime and reduce your disruptions. Apply security updates without reboots and schedule all other updates on your own terms. Try Update Readiness. We would love to have you be part of our private preview for Update Readiness. Gain that tenant-wide visibility, run proactive readiness checks, and track update journeys to reduce failed updates and overall admin toil. And finally, of course, please share your feedback with us. Please help us shape the future. Your input directly informs our roadmap and improvements. I know specifically in creating Autopatch Update Readiness, we held lots of different conversations with customers like you, and it really directly informed our roadmap and how we built and rolled out the product. And finally, of course, if you haven't already, refresh your devices to Windows 11. Make sure your fleet is modernized, upgrade from Windows 10 to ensure your entire estate benefits from the latest security and productivity features. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're so excited to partner with you on this journey towards secure, automated, and resilient update management. Thank you.